this first
Let's
minutes,
go,
which
brother.
lane
Game
Lancelot
pertama,
matters the most?
DIANFENGYAOGUAI versus Team Vamos.
Mid lane and jungle right now are the most important actually lanes right now to focus on.
GG.
Alright, here we go. The first match of the knockout by versus Team Vamos. Your casters
mana
and nice to Man, this is going to be an interesting match because Super Kenn is back on his Lancelot. This guy made waves yesterday.
Hey man, you know, we've had a couple days of some groups. We've had some interesting matches. I think even for the performance we heard about, I mean, we didn't get to cast it because we were on the other stream, but Dfyg, I think, surprised a lot of people. You know, they had a great game, especially against ONIC. I think, you know, they had maybe that was the longest game, man. That was at 31 minutes, I think they had. By the way, they had the Barretts, Wolf. I was asking for it all day on stream A, man. 2 days in a row, and it was actually on stream B that goes in the hands of Kyrie.
Yeah, it's very funny. And just for context, guys, we were streaming on a different stream, and Naisu was just asking for the Barretts constantly all throughout. And I think that it would have been very surprising for you to watch a 30-minute Barretts game, but that wasn't the case. However, we have to focus on what we are seeing right now. I think Dfyg have a great awakening with Super Kenn just being so comfortable in this kind of meta game where there is a lot of assassins that could be available, particularly his assassin Lancelot. So now, Turtle Fight's about to commit.
All right, Turtle Fight for the taking. Super Kenn will start doing his thing here. Dangerous Grass once again. Part of this play into the objective. He's going to use that Phantom Execution. He'll secure it. Super Kenn getting the turtle. Not sure if they actually want to fight this. If that airstrike dropped down too. A little bit of knock into the air. Zorn quite low. That shot is so close, man. Being able to help out the damage there, but no one falling. Fiona wants to actually potentially pressure that purple buff, but it looks like he's not going to. So good little take there. An advantage, at least for the turtle, for Dfyg.
This movement around with Super Kenn to invade and actually poke and actually force the vengeance. Onto Long might be in range for get a kill, and indeed they will. What a rotation from Dfyg. Yep, there's a kick as well coming through. Zed going to be the one to go down. It's a nice little trade cross map. Couple kills in the mid for that top Long. Mr. Long, man, he's been part of this competitive scene now for a long time. He's getting a good look here. You know, maybe we get to see his Moskov too. I feel like that's his signature hero, the Moskov for Long. But he's got the Harith, and you know, we talked about how the recent patch just a couple days ago changed a lot of potential what could happen, you know, in some of the lanes of some of the heroes. We got to see glimpses of it. The Tigreal yesterday, for example. I hope we get to actually see that pop up one more time. But yeah, so far, I think for Long, you just want to go ahead and get that power spike as fast as you can on a Harith who technically had a bit of a nerf. But warranted. I feel like I've had my fill of Granger Harith, man. I think we've had that for the better part of this year. Yeah, I agree with you. However, since Dfyg will still play this Harith, it's a strong lane. I would say Team Vamos will have a lot of answers to this Harith. They already have this EC, and it looks like there will be a cash in the bottom lane. Oh, pick one of that. But anyways, nice. A kill onto Vel is important for Team Vamos because the turtle is going to spawn. That's the second turtle of the game, and Team Vamos have already accumulated 3 kills. This progression that they are showing prompted Dfyg to just give up the second turtle, and that will mean that they will be recovering when it comes to the overall gold.
Yeah, part of this too for Team Vamos, right? A team that likes to play a little bit around the meta, you know, with some signature picks, like we saw, for example, Zorn with the Hellcurt earlier on yesterday. And, you know, the way that they play this kind of lineup, it's a little more traditional, right? It's kind of just going through the reps. They've gone through these reps many times. Zorn doing his thing here on the Cho. We've seen the Cho actually be quite deadly so far in Games of the Future for MLBB. You know, just in a couple days, at least over even on Stream A, we saw it pop up in almost every series. And the specialist Cho players out there like Zorn are able to do such a good job at setting things up for the team. And that's why Team Vamos, you know, they've slowly built into the lead that they have right now. It's nothing massive, right? So it's literally 100 gold, but the way they're moving around the map is that advantage, which is around Zorn. And not only that, but the advantage is also the fact that you have your early kind of boost on Farsa for Clockun, man.
Yeah.
This feathered airstrike is going to hurt. There's the kick that I was talking about. Even with a Revitalize, he's going to be bursted down, and that's what I'm talking about with this Farsa. It's easy. It's you just kick, you drop down the feathered airstrike, and it's literally a kill.
Yeah. And to add to that, Zorn has been so phenomenal with the Cho for a very long time now. One of the specialists, as you have mentioned earlier today. And that's interesting. Valentina had to copy the ultimate of the Lee Sin to provide vision, but also to get out. Lapu outplaying Vel once again. It's the second death onto Vel very early into this game.
Big pickup there. Fight up here on the top side. Falcon is going to try to flicker away. He does get away to 1 HP.
Wah, dia mau balik lagi tuh.
Somehow able to survive. Still in the mid lane. A fight breaks out as well.
Ya, guys, ya.
So despite all that, no one actually going down. I'm surprised Falcon held on to that flicker for the longest time until he eventually burned it. This turtle is up. It's for the taking. Dfyg's in position. For Kenn just around the corner too, alongside Arrow 404 for Team Vamos. Not sure if they have the space to work with, and Arrow 404 is a little bit too low, so they just have to give up that last turtle for Dfyg. And Zed will go ahead and just jump on out. So I'm not sure if they're going to actually go for a play. Zorn, every time that flickers up, you never know. It looks like they're going to try to spot this out. Zed's not sure if he should leave either. He's like, you guys going to be okay here under the turret? They jump in. Thorn Rose going to be used. Nice use of the puncture too. So they keep it from breaking out into a fight under the bottom tier 1 turret.
Yeah. Good job, Zed, for staying in that area. Would have been very explosive for Team Vamos to have 4 versus 2 out there. Zed just canceling the recall at the right moment. You know what's really scary about the patch is that, well, for that, there's going to be a pick. And for sure, even through the Revitalize, that guy is dead.
Long.
No ultimate onto the Gatacacha means that there's no defensive AOG that's going to happen. What I'm saying earlier today, is what's interesting about the patch is that even when you lead by a lot of gold and you are winning when it comes to momentum, the moment that you just slip and not have a proper positioning on the neutral objectives, a team that is behind can actually take that neutral objective away from you. That's exactly what happened out there.
Yeah.
The Yi Sun-shin was just a little bit mispositioned, and that allowed Vel to gain enough momentum to pop the ultimate and also Dfyg to get that third turtle. And now the game is even.
You won.
Yeah, the game's even here at this point. Again, economically, they're doing a good job at maintaining things under control for Dfyg, but I still got to say, you know, it's what I mentioned earlier with Team Vamos, it's the way they're moving around the map. They have like control to go ahead and go for these fights despite the economic balance here between both teams, right? They built up a lead, but Dfyg just really doesn't seem to be able to find a fight because of this. It's always the Gatacacha that's going to be focused by the kick. Zed this time around will actually survive. Doesn't pull the trigger on the Revitalize either, but he's going to get stunned now. Super Kenn trying to get out. A feathered airstrike. Drop down. Pop of the Revitalize this time. A couple shots. He's going to AOG defensively. But this is a clear sign now. Team Vamos can make their way for this Lord take. Fel's here. Yone has his own kick. Stolen from Zorn. They'll take him down low, and I'm not sure actually if Team Vamos can secure this as easily as they hoped.
So, Lord, and this is the dangerous grass. I also have to take note of that. And that also will mean that there is this little advantage that Arrow 404 has over Dfyg, which is the information that you get out of the Mountain Chopper. However, you still have to think about this Lancelot with the Thorn Rose and the Retribution play. And Super Kenn was just so on fire with this Lancelot. This was the first big Lancelot for Dfyg. You cannot blame them. Super Kenn has been phenomenal the past few days with this Lancelot. So, gotta be mindful of that if you're Team Vamos.
See how they handle this. Cisco gonna jump in. Again, using that Bravest Fighter, but they just call it off. Disengage from that Lord take mid lane. Take a little focus here. Those tier 1s being up in the mid lane still really help keep things kind of under control and makes this space that they're fighting for a little bit tougher to deal with. Again, it's dangerous grass as well, so one of the teams have been playing around this bottom bush if they can. There's a kick from Yone. The medicine to Zorn.
Bisa gitu bang ya.
Medicine revitalized, going to be popped. The feathered airstrike a little bit out of range to deal with this team fight. Down one member, Team Vamos doesn't want to let up. They're not going to give an angle for Dfyg to take this Lord freely, as they're still pretty healthy here and they're still in good form to contest this or delay it until Zorn's back up here in a couple of seconds. Bell will be spotted out of that brush. Super Kenn's going to go ahead and start this up under half health right now. Arrow 404 making his way, but Yone is there to block him out and zone him out with Black Dragon form. So Super Kenn will be able to get the Lord. A feathered airstrike dropped down, and Arrow 404 can't get away from the Shy Essences with a flicker forward from Siska to clean it up. The 2-for-1 trade, but the Lord going to the hands of Dfyg.
Wow. That was actually a good start for Dfyg, the way that they set up the trap for Zorn, because they know that eventually Zorn will look for an opening. But Dfyg were ready. It kind of felt like it was already a winning team fight for Dfyg. They did win on the Lord, but they've lost 2 of their members afterwards. The biggest trade, however, is the kill onto Air 404. So it would have been disastrous for Dfyg to lose 2 of their heroes after the first Lord. However, they took out an important piece of the puzzle for Team Vamos, which was Air 404. Now they can collect more real estate around the map. Fortunately for Team Vamos, they have stellar defense because of this Farsa, and they will be able to defend. The best that Dfyg could hope for might be to take out maybe all of the turrets in the bottom lane and maybe a mid lane turret.
See if they can, man. It's I've been saying that off that Lord. They really don't get too much, you know. Even Team Vamos still holding on to that tier 1 in the mid lane. So not a huge value on that Lord take, basically. You know, but they do kind of shift things a little bit in their favor if you consider taking care of that gold lead that they had. Super Kenn's trying to get away here. He's feathered airstrike. He's going to bomb and weave through out of it. He's going to be fine though. Again, the mobility with that Lancelot. Meanwhile, up top, Arrow 404. Bobbing and weaving himself. The jungler is making a move and a groove. There's a kick though on Vel. Vel trying to heal back up. Will be able to take a shot. Zorn though can't clean it up unless Siska can. Siska jumping in with the bravest fighter. He comes on through to slay down Vel. Good pickup there in a response up on the top side.
Yeah. Constellation Bryce, a tier 2 turret up top, which gives them a lot of value obviously, but at the expense of the 4th death and a Petrify onto this Yu Zhong. Fortunately for them, they will have the Petrify as well as the ultimate onto Yu Zhong come the next Lord fight, but Dfyg cannot afford those kind of mistakes. In fact, Team Vamos will be quick to punish as they have already set up shop up top. They have taken out the first turret, and then they're poised to take the second one. Zorn, even without any threat, have already planted himself out there to counter any kind of retaliation coming up from Dfyg. Great movements from Team Vamos. And because of that, they have regained control of this game.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Naka wants to force a fight here. Another feathered airstrike dropped down, but not going to be able to kill Zed now. A little bit more tanky this portion of the game here for Zed. He's dealt with such a rough early game. You know, the constant kicks from Zorn being kicked into a feathered airstrike. But now that he's got some of those defensive items, he's able to go ahead and hold on a little bit longer. And that's going to be so crucial with the Galacticos. You know, you need to be able to go ahead and use that Avatar of the Guardian. If not that, then at least provide that vision and even just catch someone with the Unbreakable. And again, for our viewers out there that, you know, might not be aware, that patch that dropped a couple days ago, the Galacticos now has to charge his Unbreakable a little bit longer to get the max taunt and max range on it. Gone are the days of just tapping, you know, the skill 2, that Unbreakable, to be able to have that max range and taunt effect.
It'll be a longer team fight from the Lord. The slow push being set up top. I feel like Team Vamos are going to have a better long lane control here. But the dangerous grass, Vel is already positioned in that spot.
A kick again, taking out Siska. That's a huge pick off from Yone. Now fighting for the Lord. It's at a quarter of the health. They're still going to deal with Vel though in the dragon form, but Super Kenn will secure the Lord. And now Zorn trying to get away. He's got the shots stacked up on him as Vel takes another 2 down for Team Vamos, and Dfyg will massively swing this game in their favor now as they get the Lord and they get ready to knock down some more turrets here. That tier 2 bottom side will fall. And we'll see if Team Vamos can get this base defense under control with this Lord pushing in up top.
Great timing
FALCONS.
and great execution coming out from Dfyg. It's not easy to outplay or to surprise a Yisun Chin because of the Mountain Shocker, but the timing coming out from Dfyg and the fact that they have taken advantage of the dangerous Super Kenn with a solo kill. Oh my goodness!
That.
Hey man, Super
this
Kenn will
Lancelot
take
needs
it.
to be banned, man.
Ban the Lancelot. You ban Super Kenn. What a play. That's how confident he is right now with Arrow 404. Now look at him. He's going to jump into the base. Thorn Row is going to be used. Puncturing on through. Working with this Lord here. They potentially could end it. Going for it. Zorn trying to delay the inevitable here. Force going to be dropped down. Will unleash here on Siska. Feathered airstrike to try to clear out this Lord. Pump out enough damage. But even Napco can't get away from Yone. And now the base is going to be worked on. It's hold at half health.
Malah kebanyakan recall dia.
It won't be
Udah
enough
tahu kalau
for
mau
game
end ya.
1 as Dfyg is victorious.
Hebat dah guys.
It's a tuggle for the
Setelah kita lanjut ke
Dfyg
game
were
yang
able
kedua,
to
guys.
win.